little more than 30 years ago, Sten Grillner at the Karolinska Institute showed that the mammalian spinal cord has networks that produce the motor pattern of locomotion. In a 1987 paper, he and his colleagues reported using the primitive sea lamprey to map a network of relay nerve cells called interneurons. This research gave us the understanding of the cellular basis of locomotion. For little more than 30 years, the Christopher Dana Reeve Foundation has systematically invested almost $100 million into basic research aimed at developing treatments for spinal cord injury. We believe that effective treatments can only emerge from understanding injury and repair at the most basic molecular and cellular levels. The Foundation's story is, in a sense, a metaphor for the field of spinal cord injury. It's been a journey into uncharted territory with great swaths of arid terrain, punctuated occasionally by patches of fertile land that give rise to a new direction, a new understanding, new hope. Paralysis, regardless of its cause, can be devastating. In addition to motor function loss, there are secondary consequences and dysfunctions related to health, independence, and quality of life. Paralysis, regardless of cause, is financially destructive to the patient, to the family, and to society at large. According to the Reeve Foundation's 2009 U.S. population-based survey, almost 6 million people in this country live with some form of paralysis. Of those, 1.275 million are paralyzed because of a spinal cord injury. So what of hope? 30 years ago, when the Reeve Foundation began, there really was none. The dogma was that damage to the spinal cord was irreparable, that patients had no choice but to accept their damaged bodies and lives and move on. The best that could be hoped for was that rehabilitation would teach compensation for lost function. Today we stand at the brink of a brave new world where bench findings are beginning to make their way to the clinic. The cellular basis of locomotion, first elucidated by Grillner 30 years ago, has been built upon for the last 3 decades by Dr. Reggie Edgerton and his colleagues, and it comes full circle in the human study being presented here today. Dr. Susan Harkema and her colleagues continue to push from the animal research into the human arena. And the wisdom of the Reeve Foundation's commitment to basic science, which has informed its research investments for 3 decades, is validated today. The Foundation is very proud to have supported Drs. Edgerton and Harkema over the course of many years. We have helped underwrite the critically important and novel locomotion research done in the Edgerton lab, and we are funding the translational work led by Dr. Harkema in the Reeve Foundation's Neurorecovery Network. We are gratified and humbled by our long association with these 2 pioneering neuroscientists, and we're proud that in this instance we have provided financial, intellectual, and moral support for the epidural stimulation project. We are fortunate to have made new friends along the way, Dr. Joel Burdick from Caltech and Dr. Jonathan Hodes from Louisville, both core members of this project team. And we are humbled to know Rob, this young man with his fierce inquisitiveness, determination, grace, and good humor, has been a real inspiration to me and all of my colleagues at the Foundation. The challenges as we move into this brave new world are not trivial. Biological research is not linear. Translational research doesn't always segue neatly from mouse to man. Both are extraordinarily expensive and oftentimes excruciatingly slow. People living with spinal cord injury are understandably impatient. Their lives, no matter how full, are nonetheless fraught with physical, emotional, and financial challenges, and with oftentimes life-threatening health dysfunctions. The stakes are high, but so are the potential rewards, not just for those of us in this room today, but for the thousands of others living with spinal cord injury and other neurological diseases and disorders. On behalf of the Reeve Foundation, thank you for your interest in this research. We're really excited to share all of the details with you now.